All right. So let's go ahead and start looking at these ones. Well, 1, 2, 3, and 4 kind of go together, so you're gonna have to do those yourself. 1, 2, 3, and 4 go together. Just be careful because on this one right here, they only ask for the GCF. That doesn't mean factor it all out. That just means what can you divide by in the beginning?
5.
All right. Same thing with number 3. They're not asking for the whole thing. They're only asking for what would you bring out to the front of the box. All right. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, you can do those on your own. I'm going to start with 6 because I'm doing the even ones. Gary used algebra tiles to multiply 2 binomials. What are the factors? The factors, that's the outside. They want to know what goes on the outside of the tiles or the outside of the box. So if you cut wherever you see it's already like a cut lined up, we talk about cutting the pizza. You'll see that if you do that, you should be able to tell what tiles will fit on the outside unless you have your head down sleeping, which means you can get a referral. Because, you know, we've already talked about that dozens of times, okay? So, if there was negatives down here, then that means that this should probably be the only one that's negative. But if you look, I just closed that up and now I can see if, but you do have to remember what the tiles represent. So the X tiles, so for this first factor, we have how many X's?
2.
And then a -1. Then up here, we only have 1 X. And those are +2, because those are +2. All right. So that would be number 6. Now we're moving to number 8. So number 8, it says use algebra tiles to represent the area of a rectangle with dimensions. The dimensions are the same thing as the factor. So they're telling us that up here we have a factor and here we have a factor because the factors are found on the outside. So that's an X. That's an X plus 3. Then we got an X. Sorry, that was kind of long for an X. I'll cut it off right here. That's an X, and then these will be -1, -2, -3, -4. So this is where we talked about, the first time we talked about cut the pizza. Trying to find a different color, but I think all my things are gone. Yes. So when I want to find the area, which is the inside, I just finish closing in my tiles. Then I start finishing wherever the pizza was already cut a little bit. I continue cutting through all of those. Right here again. Again. I guess today is just going to be a right up there. Alright, so remember if these were negative, then all these will end up being negatives, unless these had some more negatives. But these ones down here will all be negative, little onesie tiles, negative. But remember, area is only for the inside. So the inside, the big X squared tiles, there are how many of those? That will tell you it's 2 X squared. Then we have several of these negative X tiles. But here we have some positive X tiles. So 3 of these are going to end up canceling out 3 of those. So there's really, looks like it's 5. Yes, -5. And all these are just the negative ones. And that will give me negative 12. So please be careful when you're doing these. I don't think you have to actually do one, but you need to know the difference between the inside is going to be the area and the outside of the factors. Number 10 will be the next even one. What are the box's dimensions? Dimensions are the same thing as factors. However, this one, it goes along with this problem. So once you figure out the outside factors, whatever you get up here and whatever you get here will be your two factors. It looks like, yeah, the only thing that can go here is x times x. And then if this is 6 here, 6 times what will give me a negative 12? So that could be a negative 2, minus 2. So the factors will be what's on the outside. I didn't even have to really finish the inside. The inside will be your area. But the factors would just be, and that's a plus 6 because it's positive. Same thing here, number 12. What are the factors of this box? Factors, that means I need to look on the outside. For this one, let me grab a pencil because I know for most people we were trying to see if the smallest number would work if I bring it out here. So if I bring a 5x here, I put my x here because x times x is x squared. 5 times what will give me a 9? That's not going to work, so I can't use a 5. That means maybe I should put my 5 here. Let's see if that will work. 5 times what will give me?
2.
Yeah, so I can definitely put a 2. Remember, yes, multiplying. But what would I need to put here now to give me a positive 9? So that's your factors. 5x plus 9, x plus 2. And then your product will just be what's the inside. Number 14. Which of the following equations is equivalent to this one? Well, it looks like we need to factor. That's the only thing we really know how to do. When we have an A, B, and a C, factor. Look at all the answer choices. They're all factors. So this one here, can we divide everything by 3? 16 divided by 3. No, so we can't. Nope. So that means, no, you can't even do 9 divided by 2. Yeah. So I would want to go through my steps. A, B, and C are pretty obvious for many people by now. So let's set up a box. I know the numbers are kind of big. 9x squared plus 16. The A is 9. Everything's oh no, that one's negative. But this one is positive. Uh-oh, please turn off your electronic devices, please. Alright, so I got to multiply 9 times 16. I don't know what that is. Oh, I'm getting 144, and it is positive. So now I need to find all my factors for 144. So I'm going to put this in there to find my factors. But it looks like since this is positive, but I need them to add up to a negative number, I need to be looking in the negatives. So which two numbers add up to negative 24? So it's definitely not these two, because if I add these two, I'm going to get a negative 142. If I add those, I'm going to get a negative 74. I'm looking for, let me just write down a couple of these, like negative 6, negative 24. I don't think it's going to be that one. Let me see something back here. Negative 8, negative 18, negative 9, negative 16. I'm just write a couple of those because the other ones don't seem reasonable because I needed to add up to a negative 24. So negative 6 plus negative 24, does that equal the B? No. Negative 8 plus negative 18, does that equal the B? No, but I am closer. Negative 9 plus negative 16. No, still not that one. So it's none of those. I might have to go back and look again. So I already thought negative 9, negative 16. Maybe oh, now it's obvious. Negative 12, negative 12. Negative 12 plus negative 12. That will definitely give me negative 24. I had not done that one yet today, so I was really trying to figure that one out. I wasn't just playing, y'all. Negative 12x and negative 12x. So let's see. Let me get my pencil again. I can kind of see if I bring a 9 to the front, 9 times what will give me a negative 12. So I already know it's not 9. But how else can I get a 9? 3 and 3. So I know 3x and 3x will help. And yes, a minus 4 will help here. And a minus 4. And that definitely multiplies to give me a positive 16. So it looks like it's 3x minus 4, 3x minus 4. But also remember, yes, look at this one. Remember how the power of 2? So what's special about this one? What does it mean when they are both the exact same? What is it? Yes, P stands for perfect square trinomial. It's a perfect square because the length and the width are exactly the same. So that's what's special about that one. Cool. Okay. Number 16. Oh no, number 16 is asking for a difference of 2 squares. Number 16 is asking for a difference of 2 squares. Difference of 2 squares means they are not exactly the same. You should definitely be canceling that out because there's a minus in the middle. That's not even a PST. This is neither. This one is a PST. This one is a difference of 2 squares because kind of the same, but one's a positive, one's a negative, and this is another difference of 2 squares. So it looks like that there. Number 18, I've been saying this for a long time. Why do I even need to fill in the blanks? We wrote it on the front. The blank of a rectangle represent the factors. Look on the front. Or rewind the video a little bit. Factors are on the yes. You should look. And then the area of a rectangle represents the... Look on the front. I think we wrote it up there. And we saw it. Yeah, we wrote it on the other problem too. All right. So the rest of these are just factoring problems. I'll go over number 20, like I said, A, B, and C are pretty obvious. These days, most people are not writing the A, B, and C. But we do need to put you can change the C. Oh, look, somebody put a C then an X. That's not quite right. But we're so used to using X's. Yeah, you can use a C if you want to. That's fine. So, negative 112. I got to find my factors for that. That's where I use my calculator. Negative 112 divided by X. Press second graph. So we're trying to find which pair adds up to a 9. This one might be a little bit easier. Oh wait, I think I might have already passed it up. Yeah, because I know 7 plus 9 is 16. So it looks like that one's right there. I mean, there's many pairs to choose from, but there's only going to be one pair that will add up to a 9, negative 7 plus 16. And yes, the 9 needs to be positive. This one I'm also happy because the only way to get an x squared is x times x. There's no extra numbers needed. Invisible 1 coefficients. And then minus 16. Oh no, plus 16 because that's positive. So the factors, x plus 16, x minus 7. $22 will be the same steps. A is 1, B is negative 6. That's one of the mistakes I keep seeing people just putting 1, 6, and 9. They're forgetting the negatives, probably because they were asleep during class. So we got x squared plus 9. This one might be more obvious than the other ones. Because when I multiply a times c, I get 9. Remember, this is positive, but my b is negative. Some people might be picking up and remembering that little thing, because you're going to get 1 and 9, 3 and 3, but those are both positive. But negative 1 and negative 9, negative 3 and negative 3, that's how you're going to add it up to get the negative 6. Negative 3x, negative 3x. So I got these, I put them in my box, and then x times x is the only way to get an x squared. And then if it's just x times x, I'm just copying that same number here. There's no tricks for that one. Then number 4, you should probably be able to do that one yourself. I'll let you try it. There is nothing to divide by in the beginning. Nothing to divide by. I'll give you the easy part. This is the easy part. But then I'm going to stop it right after I fill in this and this. So you can try to figure it out. See ya.